Well, the Eco-Village, the Village project was started in 1999 after a big Eco-Village meeting in Ireland. And Gavin Hart, who founded the project with Greg Allen and people like myself, started a company, launched it as a cooperative company in a hotel like you would launch a company, and we got 15 people to sign up and put some money into the project.
Why an eco-village? That's a very good question. I think that really there's a need for it now. Society, as we move into this millennium, it's quite obvious that we need to change the way that we're actually relating with our planet. And one of the areas that has probably the largest impact is how we build our houses and how we make land use. So a shift away from the sort of suburban land sprawl towards a more sustainable, clustered housing model was very much the genesis behind the project.
Most eco-villages would look at buying a farm, getting planning permission for about 40 houses, and then maybe putting a study centre in and becoming a new village and a destination for learning. We realised very early on that there were so many towns and villages in decline with urbanisation and globalisation that really it made sense to find a village that was in decline, put a checklist together of a number of things we wanted: a train station, schools, pubs, services. So Cloughjordan really fitted the bill, and there was a 69-acre farm that came right into the main street of the village. And so we decided that this is the place. We put an option on the bit of land, and we spent 2 years with the community of people designing the infrastructure for a sustainable community, allowing the community to really engage with the process and tell us if they were unhappy about something. So eventually, when planning permission went through, we got no objections. So the process was successful.
Sure, I think it's a good thing. You know, a little bit of life into the place or something. Oh, they'll fit in. I think they will, yeah. People thought they were hippies or something, you know, and they'll be going up trees and this kind of a thing. But see, they're not the type of people, you know.
There's an actual good, solid backbone to the community already. What we're coming in and offering is, I suppose, new blood. Like so many small villages in Ireland, they're being drained of their people. What the village offers is a really sort of an injection of new energy back into what is a lovely designed little village.
The whole place be changing anyway, even if the eco-village wasn't coming, because it's just the way it's gone. So if there is change, it'll probably be positive, I'd say.
The project in Tipperary is it's very interesting from a town planning point of view, because of course it's trying to answer the question: how do you extend an Irish village? And an Irish village tends to be a street village, a short value. And the real question is, how do you fatten a village, not lengthen it?
When you look at the drawings and when you see, when you go down there and look at what we're planning to do, it does look like an eco-housing estate. But what we're actually trying to do is regenerate the local economy so that it's more resilient and able to weather the changes that are coming down the line with peak oil and climate change.
I moved down last September with my son, who is 11, and I moved down here just so that he could start school. And I moved from suburban Dublin, and I love it. You know, the whole idea here is quality of life, as well as the ecological charter and living sustainably, indifferently, and just with a bit less conformity and a bit more, you know, creativity and everything else. But it is a concern for people. How am I going to make a living? You know, genuinely it is. But people have found ways of doing that, you know.
For me, it's a rural lifestyle, but particularly the fact that we're putting in, the village will have 132 houses. It actually has a certain scale about itself, plus the existing village of Cloughjordan. There actually is a dynamic energy within that community already. I mean, there's people learning Spanish, there's yoga classes, there's a little cinema club, there's, you know, there are activities there to do in the village already.
There's an old adage that you try to replace energy with ingenuity in ecological design, so you do a little bit more designing, a little bit more thinking, and maybe a little bit less building.
The hope is that it will kind of mould itself into a neat little busy little village up this end, and then all the quiet end down that end.
It isn't going to change the world, but it's going to change a small little part of the world.
And really what we're trying to do is go forward. You can't go back, you can only go forward.
So in a way, the village in Cloughjordan is a little light. It's an attempt to say there is another way of doing things. not in a way that is frightening and scary, but that will actually offer you a creative outlet, will give you a sense of being and empowerment, and is right for this time.